This is my other video for VXLAN multi-tenant firewall insertion. We'll have to insert a firewall to my leaf node in DC1. We created tenant 1, tenant 1, tenant 2 in both DC, DC1 and DC2, and we have a ISN interset network between the superspine route server to my BGW in each DC BGW in previous video. So this time we have ASA in the DT1 is the second L2 VNI subnet, and T10 and 2 is 21.253. 11 is my another L2 VNI's gateway. Okay, show you what's in the detail is my tenant 1. Tenant 1 has a VNI 10 100 10 110. The VNI for the first VNI in tenant 2 is 10.200 10.200, and the second VNI is 10.2 to 10.210. All right, is how I defined all the tenant VNI. Let's configure the ASA interface. First, we know the interface 00 and 01 is the interface to the leaf. Okay, so we'll configure first interface gigabit 00. We're gonna name it a TNet1 interface. Security level set of 50. IP address. No shut. Enter second interface 01. Name is tenant 2 interface. Secure level 100 is higher than the tenant 1, and give it IP. No shut. And what we'll do, we'll create an access list. We'll permit, say, permit all. We're going to permit IP any. Okay. Then we give it the access group permit all in the interface tenant 1. Logging to DC1 leaf 1, we'll first configure the two interface facing my ASA. So first interface is E13. We're going to describe it as tenant 1 ASA V. Okay, we're going to switch access VLAN 110. Interface E14. We're gonna is facing my tenant 2 ASA V. Okay, tenant 2 VSVV switch access VLAN 210. Okay, show VLAN brief 110 210. It is what I designed. Is VLAN 100, VLAN 110, VLAN 200, VLAN 210. This is how we design the tenants VNI and the VLAN mapping. Okay, you can show VXLAN to see the mapping table in here is much more clear. Okay, since we assign the VLAN to VNI, we have to go to the VRF. So we believe we have a tenant tenant 1. What we will route the different, we're gonna create a static route in the VRF is tenant 1. In tenant 1, we're going to create a static route to tenant 200. For tenant 2 in VLAN 200. I'll try to show you what I'm going to do. From this 200, you have a host. From this 100, you have a host. To go to my, so say if you are in the VNI 1, in tenant 1, right, is a tenant 1, this is tenant 2, we have static routes to go to the other tenant VNI here. Is a static route to here. And same if I have host here, you could go to this here and go to the other tenant. So this is my VNI2. VNI1, VNI2, VNI1. So any interconnect between the tenants VNIs needs to go through, forced to go through to my VNI2 as a bridge because we have insert an ASA firewall here. So, okay, so hope you understand what I'm gonna do here. So what I'm gonna do is to insert a route to first VNI of tenant 2, and we're gonna go through my, firewall. Okay, firewall is here, and we're gonna go to my tenant 2, and this is my first VNI subnet of my tenant 1. And we make a static route to ASA. The static route is here. Okay, hope you can follow along and do the same. Okay, I make some ping. We're gonna ping 192.168.11.254. Okay, 253. VRF is tenant 1. Is ping the ping the firewall here. Static route direct ping is there. Do you know is it gonna work? It is gonna work in local node, leaf 1. But we do want to social IP routes VRF tenant 1. We have static route, sure. We do have static route. It's in here. But do I have it in leaf 2? Show IP routes VRF tenant 1. We don't have this. We don't have this route. We don't. So the routes, static routes, only in the static routing table, locally meaningful. So what we're gonna do is to IP access list, and we want to redistribute. So we call this D2, tenant 1. We're gonna first permit the route, the first route, my tenant 2, tenant 1, okay, tenant 1 first VNI. Then create a second called D2, tenant 2, distribute to tenant 2, 10 permit IP is the first VNI subnet. Okay, show IP access list. Hope I can find that. Here you go. My access list. Is it enough? No. We're going to create a route map. Is it called D2, T2, D2, T2, distributed to, tenant 2. We're going to match address. T2, D2, T2. Be careful here. Okay. Match your tenant 2 route map. Is not DC2. Okay. Like this. Match IP. Don't worry, I'm going to show the show around to you in the end. Route map D2 match IP. Okay, show route map. Here's how we matching the access link in route maps. Okay, so you will know the trick. You will know the trick how I redistribute. Show around BGP. We have a lot in the, it's a little bit in the BGP. Just neighbor, EVPN neighbor to the spine. So I do a little bit redistribution. We are going to enter VF, 10.1 VF, IP, a 4 unicast. We want to redistribute static route map. Route map what? Which one? Of course, I want to import is my static routes of the first VNI of 10 and 2. So it's 192.168.2.0. Okay. Router BGP 100 enter again. In case you're confused, tenant 2 in the tenant 2 address family IPv4 unicast. Please follow along. I'm gonna show you in the end. We're gonna redistribute which one? D2, tenant 2, tenant 1 into my tenant 2. Okay, this is the route 192.168.1.0. It's my first VNI subnet in tenant 1. Show around BGP. Here you go. This is how we use the static route for route map redistribution. And do you think this is gonna do transmit to leaf 2? Yes, because my spine is on R, so any RGB, IBGP will be reflected to another neighbor. Okay. Now we go to leaf 2, perfectly show IP route. Okay, we just do this and see the route is here. It's redistributed from static route and route map and BGP. In caps is VXLAN. Okay, and we want to show if I have a first VNI of my tenant 1 in tenant 2 route map route table. Yes. And next hop is leave 1. My quick quiz: what is VXLAN type 5 route? Is answer is IP perfect route. Okay, so in this case, I should receive the type 5 route from my VXLAN neighbor, right? So how do I show you that? We're gonna choose on leave 2, we're gonna show BGP L2 VPN route type L2 VPN. So show BGP L2 EVPN route type 5. route type 5. There you go. So first route is 192.168.2.0. The next hop is 2222. Might leave 1, right? So this is the one. Goes down, go down. Here, I receive another one. Is redistributed, and it is IP prefix, right? This is the subnet. My first VNI of 10 and 1, and this is my first VNI of 10 and 2. I redistribute on leave 1, and they are all what? Type 5 route, type 5 here. And I show only type 5 in here. Okay. Now we'll do a little bit more testing. Okay, we'll go to DC1 10 and 1 server. In this server, we want to ping 192.168.2.100. Okay, 2.100. 2.100 is on leave, I believe it's on leave 2. Okay, the ping is unsuccessful, and we want to do a trace route. Trace route stops at the gateway. So what's going to be the reason? Go to ASA. We have to add a route T1 because the firewall is their 3 device. So where I need a static route for my routing. Okay, static routes 10 and 2. We're gonna route it to here. Route to the interface. Okay. Now ping is okay. Let's do a trace. Go to 10 and 1 gateway, 10 and 1 second VNI gateway, and it goes to, it goes to the 10 and 2 second VNI gateway, then it goes to the 10 and 2 host first VNI. Okay. In case you get confused, I will show you how the tenant 1 host server 1 ping the other tenant 2 server. Okay, first tenant 1 in DC2 still able to ping, tenant 2 endpoint. So what it does is it first send ping to my VNI1 host gateway, then it finds a static route, right? It finds static routes and it sends it to VNI2. In ENI2, it sends to my ASA, this IP, and it gets routed back to my leaf 1 node, right? This time it goes to 10 and 2 VNI2. And if it goes to my VNI1 to my hosting other site, the other node. So let me ask you a question. In the same DC, it can be pinged. So what about my 10 and 1 hosting the other DC? So let's try it. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna say is pingable because I'm gonna send packet to this host in which path. So first you're gonna be go to the DC to leave 1, and from leave 1 goes to spine 1, of course, goes to my super spine. In super spine goes to spine 1 and DC1 D1 leave 2 in here? No. It's gonna go to my leaf 1. Instead, in this leaf 1, we're gonna go to the tenant 2, okay? And gets routed to the host. Let's prove it. Logging to console in my at host DC1 tenant DC2 tenant 1 server. Okay, let's do it. So ping my tenant 2 host in DC1 yada DC. Ping is okay. Let's trace. Okay, ping is allowed, but trace route just stopped at a tenant 1 gateway. Okay. Now I'm asking a question, is tenant 2, if a tenant 2 in DC2 host in tenant 2 in DC2 cannot ping the tenant 1 host endpoint because the DC2 leaf don't have a route to tenant 2. So we are gonna do is to we will make a DCI, my DCI here, to support the tenant 2. All right, this is how we're crossing the tenant communication and we insert a firewall between the tenant 1 and tenant 2 using the second VNI as a bridge. Okay, so next video we'll talk about the tenant internet access. Stay tuned, guys.
Hey everyone, NetMaven here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to dive into the world of amazing network technologies with me, and please feel free to leave your comments below. Hey everyone, NetMaven here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to dive into the world of amazing network technologies with me, and please feel free to leave your comments below.